Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 7th through 11th. Oh, it's 7-11. Sorry.
Let's get some Slurpees.
Pause real quick while we go make some slushies. Slurpee. Okay. Which one is
Slurpee and a slushie are different.
No, icy or slushy.
Yes, icy and slushy.
Which one do you prefer?
Icy all the way.
Yes.
Icy all the way.
Yes. Me too. All right. So didn't really have very much going on with Port Charles Pipeline, but last weekend we recorded differently. We recorded Saturday morning. You were at your girls' weekend. We recorded Saturday morning. So then Sunday, I wound up having a stupid migraine from like half the day Saturday. Pretty much spent the day in bed Sunday. But during that bedtime I was able to catch the Instagram live that Johnny Wachter World was having with Johnny Wachter.
Fun.
And so that was a lot of fun. And as you know, if you have been listening to the show for any length of time, I like to catch the books in the background.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, is his background a Zoom background or is it like a actual book background? So I watched a shadow and I sound crazy.
I watched a shadow. We're not stalking. It's okay.
I wanted to see if it was real, and it was real. So I typed the question. I was like, what's up? What books do you have in the background? And a few other people asked too. And he said that he had, because a lot of them were on their side, but there's also different ways of storing books that people have. Some do it by color, some do it by size, some do it alphabetically. I do by subject alphabetically. And
do you want to know how my books on my bookcase are? They're just pushed
on there
in the bookcase.
So anyway, he said that he had a lot turned around because he reads opposing views to understand both sides. Oh. And he didn't want anyone to see what they were
and be offended
and assume anything, but he reads both sides so that he can have a better understanding of both sides, which I absolutely loved.
Yes.
I thought that was great. So,
although it'd be kind of fun to keep two opposing views right next to each other. So people are like, what is he doing?
Right.
Because he's on this side and this side.
Right, exactly. So I thought that was, or if one is more, but I think that he might have also been looking like at the balance. Like if he didn't have two books each opposing each other, but like more seemed to be this way and less seemed to be this way.
Yeah, it's always better to protect yourself.
Smart man.
But
very smart man. His mom and his grandmother joined.
Aww.
And they were adorable.
That's so sweet.
And he calls his grandma Two Mom. And she watches General Hospital, but before that she had watched Bold and Beautiful and Young and the Restless, but she still watches GH because he got her hooked on it.
Aww.
So she started watching it just because of him. And then he's like, do you still watch now that I'm not on? She's like, listen, you got me hooked. And then he asked for an update on Sasha's storyline.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
Yep. And then Johnny Wachter World's account, I don't know, I couldn't remember if she did this on her own or if it was like herself and a few of the other top fans of the account chipped in to do this. But they bought him. So did you know that you can buy a 1-inch square of Scotland?
No.
Yes. You then can become a lord. Or
I think I have seen those Facebook ads.
Okay. They bought him a 1-inch square of Scotland. And now he is Lord Johnny Wachter.
That is adorable.
And so we need to check his IMDb, see if he has got that updated yet. But she has been so cute making like little memes. But she has actually broke down the not Facebook Live, the Instagram Live into little segments too. So that she's posting like one question and then his response on it. So
nice.
Go check out Johnny Wachter World. I know he's not on the show anymore, but it was a great interview. He was just so sweet. And it was sweet. So go check out Johnny Wachter Worlds. I guess that would have been November 6th.
Yeah.
But she's been breaking it up into little pieces. So it was fun.
That is sweet that he had his grandma and his mom on.
Yes. I don't think there's anything else either.
Okay.
Oh, somebody messaged us that Charles Shaughnessy is actually the 5th Baron Charles Shaughnessy. Here, this episode is what's everybody's royalty? I didn't even think about that whenever. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. Fun fact, Victor Cassadine is really the 5th Baron Shaughnessy via Montreal, where William DeVry is also from.
That is cool.
That is really cool. Oh, and sent also sent the Wikipedia page, and it says, Baron Shaughnessy of the city of Montreal in the Dominion of Canada and of Ashford in the country of Limerick. And then blah, 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 blah. The title is currently held by his great-grandson, the actor Charles George Patrick Shaughnessy, 5th Baron Shaughnessy.
That is very cool.
So what other royalty do we have to talk about this week? Well, I guess there was a little bit. Could do quick Hulu headlines.
Go ahead.
Esme gets creative on Monday.
Meh.
Tuesday, Scott gets a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Cody makes a big decision.
Yeah.
Thursday, Liz is in danger.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, we'll get there. And on Friday, Britt confides in Austin.
I don't know that she confided. He kind of called her out, but we'll get there.
But still, she didn't. Okay, well, yes, we will get there. So I did have one thing that I was thinking of last week when we were talking about the Liz and her parents. Elizabeth Weber's birthday is either November 1st or 3rd.
Oh.
They didn't even wish her a happy birthday.
Nope.
Not even a, hey, you're 41 now.
How was your birthday?
How was your birthday?
I'm surprised you're here, not at home celebrating your birthday with your boyfriend.
Right. So, I don't know.
Maybe it's been so long they just forgot.
That could be true.
I mean, I don't know how you forget your kid's birthday, but sure. I'll give them the benefit.
I don't know. All right, so we don't have to start there, but unless you want, I was going to say, unless we want to just stick with Liz.
Sure, we can stick with Liz.
She went home, so we didn't see anything with her parents this week.
No, the parents were done and over with. She went home. She talked to Cam, and he told her.
He did. I was so happy.
So I thought of you when I watched that. He really
reminds me of my son, because I can see mine, and I always tell my kids you get more in trouble for lying than what the lie is about.
That is very true.
There's still consequences to what you did.
And the biggest thing is that then you have a chance at earning trust back because you were honest about it. If I find out later, then nope. Not happening. But yes, he told Liz, hey, I had Joss stay the night. And she was so traumatized by what she had learned. She was like, all right, thanks for being honest with me. And it just kind of blew over. So that was nice. And
then she was honest with him too, though, and was like, well, I saw my parents. So yeah.
He was kind of like, yeah, I kind of figured it was a coinky dink that the spa was in the same town that Grandma and Grandpa lived. So she didn't really go into detail with him. She was just kind of like, yeah,
and
I'm not going to tell you. Right. Like, I found out that I accidentally killed someone even though I didn't.
I accidentally killed Finn's wife in a roundabout way.
But she so didn't.
She didn't, but I can understand her guilt.
I can understand her guilt, except for I don't like whenever she keeps wording it that way. Like, it was my fault. I killed her. I pushed her down the stairs. You didn't push her down the stairs. She fell.
But she also now doesn't even know what to believe, because if they lied about that, what else could they be lying about?
So she called Terry, and Terry didn't answer. So then she started thinking about Nicholas before even...
That's our prince. That's who we're talking about this week, Prince Nicholas.
And then Finn showed up. I liked their interaction.
I did too. I don't know how I feel about the fact that he turned around and left and said, I'm sorry. I feel like of anyone on the show, he is the character that would be like, listen, you were a teenager. You just, he has to digest what he just learned about his wife. I 100%.
Exactly. I think he's going to get there, but I think that he did well with not blowing up at her or saying any of the negative thoughts that had to be running through his mind.
100%.
Instead, he was just like, I'm sorry, kissed her on the forehead and turned around and walked out.
I did like that, because that was at least, all right, I really just can't talk about this right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how would you talk about that?
Exactly. Because she's like, I killed your wife. I pushed her down the stairs. And he's like, yeah, she said she fell down the steps. That's not what she died of. And she was like, yeah, I know. But then she needed this blood transfusion. And that's what gave her Blackwoods. And now she's dead. So it's all my fault.
I don't think that he's going to see it that way, though, either. No. Because exactly like Terry said, she could have contracted it
anywhere
thousands
else
of other ways while they were there.
Yes.
I think that he's just going to have a bit of trouble.
Right. He needs time. That's a big story. He needs time to digest that.
I was just thinking, what if Hayden came back and helped him process all of that?
No.
Well, I still like him and Hayden better.
I like him and Hayden better too. God knows I've said I don't like him with Elizabeth, but Elizabeth deserves her own storyline to like run its course here.
Yes.
Where he needs to come to the conclusion that it was a lot to process, but no, hey, you were a teenager and you didn't really push her down the steps. You guys were struggling.
It was an accident either way, even if she did wind up giving a shove.
Right.
To some degree.
Right. It wasn't I'm going to push you down the stairs and hope that you die. It was just get off me. We're arguing.
Right.
So I think that that's where he's going to come. But I felt bad seeing him sit on the office floor crying.
I know.
I thought Shannon'd like to come visit you and make you feel better.
I just want to cuddle. I'll cuddle.
So poor Finn.
Yes.
Poor Elizabeth. And then Elizabeth goes to talk to Nicholas and just kind of get her feelings out there about, oh no, I feel awful. Because he knew her when she was a teenager. So that's 100%, like going to help or whatever. And then she encounters Esme and boom, now she's on the ground.
But where was she?
Where was she?
Mm-hmm.
She was on the pier.
Which one?
Was it Pier 54 or 55?
It was 55.
Okay. See, I didn't.
So,
yeah, I should know that.
That is where the launch. This is what we just talked about 2 weeks ago. But that's the thing. They would have filmed these scenes before we did our waterfront breakdown. And we were wait a second. Pier 54 used to be Pier 55, but now everything is saying that the launch is Pier 55, but it didn't seem like it. And you were very adamant that no, it is 54. I think that Liz solidified now it's 55. And that's for the launch.
It's definitely 54 to get on the Haunted Star.
Yes.
So as long as we get to keep one of them, that's fine.
We will stick with that. The 54 is the Haunted Star. And I'm sorry, you just have to accept that 55 is the launch to Spoon Island.
I don't like it.
But I'm sorry.
I don't like
it. They kind of really...
They did. They sealed the deal today. Yeah, I had to
even though, but in a way, you're not wrong, because as we saw the two photos, when Anna was shooting Carlos there, it was Pier 54.
Yeah.
So, you're not entirely wrong.
The, like, garage door looking thing that says Pier 55 is off to the side on 55. On 54, it's dead on.
Yes.
So, I should have known right away that was 54, but I guess I figured it wasn't 54, it was 55 because it didn't catch my attention. And normally when it's 54, I'm like, hey, that's our pier. So, anyway, yeah, she fell, and I thought that she was going to, like, get in her head about everything that had happened when she was a kid and like kind of black out and lash out and hurt Esme. And I was like,
that would have been great.
You know how it like showed her all fuzzy?
Yeah,
it showed Esme fuzzy. I wanted her to like be like whoosh and throw Esme in the water like for real or something. And instead she was just knocked out. And
oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. I would have written it like that. But okay.
I mean, if she hurt Chase, it's reasonable to think she would hurt Esme, especially after what Esme did to her son.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now everyone knows that Esme's around.
Mm-hmm.
So and she called the police. That's how everyone knows. She's like, hi, Esme Prince is on Pier 55. Thank goodness she got that out.
Yes, before she passed out or whatever. But I was glad that Nicholas didn't call the police, even though it all came out anyway, because that Hook was obviously not the Hook person. And then he picked it up and was like, oh yeah, this is from our stables. Like, it was Esme. Don't call and say you have the hooker at your house, because you don't.
But I'm glad that nothing really happened to him.
I was disappointed with him. I felt like he knew there was someone in there or coming or whatever, and he went to grab the fireplace, whatever.
The poker.
But he didn't even really like swing. Like whenever she went to hit him, he was like, "Wow!" all kind of discombobulated. I didn't like it. I wanted to see him hit her, knock her out, and then call.
Maybe he wasn't expecting. He probably was expecting someone to be there, but probably maybe more brooding, and maybe he was just startled by the petiteness.
Maybe.
But he already knew that she had escaped.
Yeah.
So he should have been assuming it was her. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to pick up the poker to defend himself, but once whoever came towards him that he was going to whack him.
Yeah.
But I guess that would have made more sense if it was the actual hooker than Esme, because again, he's not going to call the cops on Esme because he's trying to keep her hidden.
Yes. And I like that Laura went to Wyndamere and told Victor. Well, first of all, Victor shows up and is like, "Hi, I'm moving in."
Right.
I mean, we already knew he was moving in. He said that a few weeks ago, but
Nicholas keeps saying, no, that's not necessary. And he's like, oh yeah, the house is big enough. I can live here. It's fine. No, if I didn't invite you to live with me, please don't move in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did love Laura. She talks the way that I would like to talk if I was doing something to make someone angry like that. She didn't say anything nasty to him. She went the other way and was like, I was just being a good grandma the way you would be a good grandpa. We want to make sure that Charlotte's okay. And she was so homesick. I just had to bring her home.
And then Victor's like, but I thought Valentin was going to see her. And she's like, yeah, he's home too.
That's right.
Just state the facts.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the facts are threatening enough.
Yeah. Kill him with kindness. It was great.
Yes. I felt like she was slightly hypocritical, though, when she was talking about how Leslie and Marcello have their new house on Lake Como. They send their love. And Nicholas was like, oh, send them my love back. And she's like, you have a phone? Well, so do they, apparently. If he can reach them by phone, then they also have a phone to reach him.
Yeah, but he's the grandson. He's supposed to check on the grandparents.
And the grandma can call him, too. Yeah. It's not like... That I was just like, but if he has a phone to call them, then they also have a phone to call him.
No, I'm going to disagree with you there because I feel like as grandparents get older, they don't want to bug their grandchildren. They think that they have better things to do. It doesn't matter.
No.
I feel, yeah, he could have called.
I don't know. I guess I'm weird that I just used to always text my gram. That was just like a daily.
No, that's not weird, but that was you.
But she would call and text me. No, but she reached out to me too. Before texting, my Grammy called me.
My kids call my mom way more than my mom calls my kids. She loves whenever she gets to talk to them, but she expects that if there's something they want to tell her, that they're going to call her because she views calling them in the middle of their very busy days is annoying to them. And I mean, I tell her that it's not, but I feel like that's just the disposition of, as you get older, you feel more like you don't want to bother people. I'm probably not going to be that kind of grandma.
I was going to say, I had a very different relationship then with mine. So maybe that's why I don't understand that, because I could not picture her not calling me.
I feel like your relationship with your grandma was more like a mom-daughter relationship. So,
yes.
My mom has no problem calling me and annoying me, which I am actually grateful for, but yeah, she doesn't think about.
She never annoyed me,
and stuff. You know what I mean? She'll call at 9 a.m. or she'll call at 11 at night. It doesn't matter. I wanted to talk to you. Whereas with the kids, she waits. So anyway, now that you know how we speak to our family members, let's move on.
Oh, and Nicholas told her that he cheated. I'm glad there was a lot of honesty this week.
There was a lot of honesty, but I was super, super, super proud, because it just leads into it, of Spencer being like, no, ask my dad. I'm not going to tell you. Yep. You need to speak to him, because as a younger person, it would have been really fun to be like, oh no, he slept with my girlfriend. Okay. That wasn't just whatever. And instead he was smart enough to turn it around and be like, oh no, grandma, why don't you ask your son what Esme has to do with it? Because that is going to be great.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it because I was actually thinking about it earlier. Part of me kind of slightly, obviously Esme got pregnant on purpose, right? Or do you think that it was?
I think it was an accident.
Planned. Okay, then never mind. I had a whole thought, and that was making me feel bad for her. But no, if it was not planned, I don't feel bad.
I feel like if it was planned, that she would have hooked up with Spencer and then turned around the following day and hooked up with Nicholas, just to make sure that she could get pregnant by a Cassadine.
But it's Spencer's baby, because she said something about your grandfather when she was talking about Nicholas a few weeks ago.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm almost positive that she said something. It was when she called it ace, and I had no idea, because you said it meant it was her ace in the hole, and I'm like, I did not go there that she was calling it her ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Because she said something about grandfather. So unless she was talking about Victor.
Oh, I thought she was talking about Ryan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ryan would be the grandfather. Okay. Okay. I took that to mean that it was Spencer's.
Okay.
Never mind.
I felt like she was talking about between the fact that you're my ace in the hole and that Grandpa's going to protect us because he's crazy, that she was talking about Ryan. But I could be wrong. Either way, I feel like if it would have been on purpose, though, that she would have made sure to hook up with both of them and be able to be pretty certain that if it worked, it was definitely going to be a Cassadine baby. But because as far as I remember it, it happened. And as much as she planned it, she didn't plan it. It wasn't like they had already hooked up a couple of times and she was like, oh, now we're going to definitely hook up on this day because that's where it should happen. It was just they hooked up and now she's pregnant.
Okay.
So, but again, I could be wrong.
My train of thought went somewhere.
I feel like she just lucked into it or unlucked into it. I'm not sure how we view it at this point.
Well, that's where I was going to feel bad, is that if she felt that she needed to do that, because she does have issues. Like she's a very hurt little girl.
Yes.
And I mean, there are similarities with Nell and everything, but Esme is vindictive, whereas I feel like Nell was just evil. Like I truly don't, I'm going to get so much flack for this probably. I don't think that Esme is like super, super evil. I think that she, honest to goodness, does not know how to actually interact with. Well, I guess you could say the same thing about Nell. Never mind. Again, we're not going into this.
I
guess I was just having a lot of empathy this week.
Yes. You were being so kind. I feel like with Esme, it depends on who she's interacting with. With certain people, like Spencer, I think she was using I don't care, I'm just trying to get what I want as a cover up when she really did want him to fall in love with her and for them to be together. But then the other awful things that she does, I think she's pulling from her dad, Ryan, like, I can be just as crazy as you can. Watch this. Because she wants to make Daddy proud.
Ew. Okay. So she got out the window, which obviously was a wall.
I was surprised that those sheets held. I've never tied sheets together and tried to escape from a second, third, fifth, I don't know how tall the towers are, story window. And she apparently did it and then walked on the ledge.
That happens on the movies all the time.
I know it does, but in most movies, it's supposed to be a comedy scene. And so they end up falling apart at the last second. And they're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get down?
Oh no, I thought it was just like a thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Remember, wasn't it Max that was trying the different stunts?
Falling down the stairs.
Falling down the stairs and stuff.
Max!
Do not tie your sheets together.
Do not. Sorry, Sarah and Rocky.
Make sure you flip through that part maybe.
He's already seen it.
True. So, anyway, no, I was
Instead of falling down the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Hide the sheets.
Mm-mm-mm.
I was surprised that she came in the house though. Obviously you escaped on the outside, out the window, down the balcony, whatever, on the outside.
So why would you come inside?
Yeah. I would have gone straight to the launch or the underground tunnels that she's obviously well aware of. And when she came into the house, I thought she was going to go in the catacombs, and she didn't.
Oh, yeah. But that would have been really interesting, because how did she get, because she said that the launch was staying on the island. That's what she said to Liz, right? She was like, I don't think Nicholas is going to be allowing the launch.
Right.
So how did she get there?
Exactly.
Did she just have a little boat?
I don't know. That's what I would like to know, because you know that the launchman was not like, oh, hey, Esme, jump in, let's go.
Right.
So even before Nicholas shut it down.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't just let random people go walk the Cassadine Island. So you have to have a purpose. And Esme obviously is evil. So they were not just letting her come and go as she pleased.
So on Thursday's episode of the 411, we're actually going to be interviewing Marcus Coloma. Perhaps we should be asking him how he feels about the security of Wyndamere.
Yes.
Let's ask him that. Excuse me, have you ever questioned,
your launchman?
Why do people keep being able to attack me?
Right.
Why don't I have security cameras?
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to hear his answer.
We're going to ask.
I don't know.
I know that we frequently actually don't really stick a lot on the show, but that's a question I want to ask.
That is
have you ever thought?
Oh man.
Have you ever just gone to the writers and been like, hey, listen, I understand
the whole
it's a
world
castle.
has Ring cameras now.
Right.
Why is it that I don't have some type of, even if it's not a super sophisticated system like Sonny has, at least some Ring cameras like, you don't even have to hardwire them to the house. You can just right on.
Right. Exactly. They're removable. They can be temporary.
Yeah.
They won't mess up. I'm sure that he could definitely pay for ones to be more aesthetically pleasing.
I'm sure.
That would just match the gargoyles. Oh my gosh, it could be in the gargoyle's mouth.
Yes! Totally where I was going to go too.
The look on your face is yes, you said it.
Yes. Can we?
So join us on Thursday as we propose that.
Can we buy a plastic gargoyle and a Ring doorbell and assemble it and just send it to him after this? Like, here you go. We got your back. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay.
You want to donate to our gargoyle / ring camera fund?
Email us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
Oh man.
Whew. So I guess from there we could just stick with Laura seeing Spencer and about how Cyrus came in and mentioned Olivia Jerome. And about how
so
she's anticipating Anna.
I was so excited for you whenever. I know it's not. Oh my God.
Well, our girl Ashley loves Tanya Walker.
Yes.
I was happy for her.
Who is it that you love? That it's on my, like, the tip of my brain and I can't.
Faith Roscoe?
Faith, yes. And my brain was like, oh, it's not Faith, but that's okay because she's still going to be excited. Bring in the old school back.
But I like that they're making that connection that, you know, Olivia is supposed to be in Pentonville, right?
Yes.
And Anna is supposed to be being transferred to Pentonville.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't like Anna very much.
No.
At all.
No.
At all. But Anna, okay.
She's not coming to Pentonville anytime
soon.
So you don't got to worry about it. I think my favorite part about all of that was Heather because she's like, yeah, Anna, I'm going to ride with you because the other car is broken down. So they send the second guard and then Dex drives past where Anna's supposed to get dropped off to take Heather first. And then other guards like, wait a second, which I didn't feel like that was actually a tip off. Like maybe you're trained a different way because I've never been a security guard.
I would imagine that they definitely have to stick to protocol.
I would have thought that protocol would have been get rid of the more dangerous passenger first so that there's less chance that something's going to happen. And
I think that would be a
fair
assumption.
If I'm in the van and you are trying to help me escape, if you hear that the plan is stop at Anna's stop first, then there's a chance you're going to be waiting there for me. So when they're getting Anna out, you can ambush and let me escape. So if they switched it up and took me first, it would spoil my plan.
I agree.
So I would have said, I don't trust Heather because she's the crazier of the two inmates. I'm going to take her first and then backtrack to Anna's and then go.
I mean, like you just said, like she would.
You're keeping the crazier person less time.
And why wasn't she? Oh, I guess they don't do that anymore. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I thought that they actually attached them to the vehicle, or is that just how it used to be done?
I have no idea, but I thought they attached them to the vehicle also. I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't get rid of the other guard though.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I don't know why they only...
The only person that I ever knew that would transport people that needed to be handcuffed that was not, like, it was in his job as a constable, not as a police officer. There is a difference there.
Mm-hmm.
Was my ex. He had a car with a cage, like a police car. It was an old police car. And he would handcuff their hands, and then he had the longer shackles for their feet. And that was how he would take them about. So...
But they weren't secured to the vehicle.
They were not secured to the vehicle. So.
All right.
There you go. That's all I can give you.
So anyway, before all of that happened, I love that Valentin just comes up, talks to Finn, and is like, so we got to move this thing along a little bit more. And then Valentin calls Sonny. And then Finn apparently is totally fine with Valentin appearing to be him. First of all, Valentin went to go visit Anna, and they're making out between the bars, and that was super cute. Anyway.
Has it been your dream to make out with someone between the police bars? Because I feel like the germs on that. Well,
that's true, but they were just like,
okay.
And then Valentin had a badge that said Dr. Hamilton Finn on it so that he could be Finn. And then they took them down he took Anna down to meet Dex, who had assumed responsibility for. Oh, but I also love that Finn ordered a blood test. Yes. And they actually legit did it. So that way they couldn't be like,
why was she at the hospital? Yep. Yes. So they get in the car and they drive, and Dex says, I'm going to pass where Anna needs to go because I'm going to take Heather first, which again made sense to me. And then other guard is like, oh my gosh, you must be a plant. And so he goes to grab the steering wheel and then grabs his gun, and poor Dex got shot. And I felt bad because he was just trying to follow orders.
Yeah.
And then Heather escaped. And I loved that the only place that she went to was Kelly's for a BLT.
Again, okay, so Robin Matson actually did post on social media saying it feels great to be missed. She's actually had a knee surgery and is having hip replacement surgery also. So even though she also retired 6 years ago, she's also got that going on. So I feel like she might not have even been able to have been talked out of retirement for this. And I just really hope that there is an actual reason why she's back and that it makes sense. We've talked about this, that it makes sense for the storyline that Heather couldn't have been not there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I wrote, does she even have money? And then at the end.
Yep, she was like, sorry, Cam, I can't pay for this. And he's like, that's okay. Just get out of my restaurant, please. Because I loved his reaction to her. It was like, I know I need to talk to you like a sane person because I don't want you to go crazy, but I'm kind of scared that you're going to go crazy. And so he like kept his distance, and they talked about Franco.
I thought that was so sweet.
That was.
And because, I mean, Franco would visit her and he would share about them, and she's like, he talked about you guys so much.
Yes. And that was a definite nice switch up after she had just talked to Finn and been like, Elizabeth is words that we don't use on this. And
I don't like her.
She should not be trusted and blah, 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 blah. And she has lots of male companions and blah, blah, blah. But she didn't say any of that to Cam. She was just like, Franco loved you. You have Franco's eyes. And he was like, we're not related biologically. And she's like, no, but his spirit is in you and it is all good.
I liked that. I thought that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Heather has a few minutes of redeeming qualities.
I think that Kelly's should look to expanding because, I mean, Cam's brought fries to Pentonville. Apparently, Darkham doesn't have really good menus.
Right.
Perhaps Kelly's could have a catering service that.
Just to the inmates.
They go to Pentonville, they go to Darkham, and they have that's the cafeteria food is also from Kelly's.
Maybe like one day a month. You can get some decent food.
When I was little in elementary school, one of the girls that was in my grade, grandfather owned the local Pizza Hut. And so our elementary school was the first one to have like Pizza Hut Fridays.
Oh, that's
And then it
cool.
became a district-wide thing that Pizza Hut would be on Fridays. But it was only like one Friday a month. But then whenever you got to high school, it was every Friday was Pizza Hut Friday.
Wow.
Did your school do that?
No.
That's funny because the Pizza Hut was actually in your school district.
No.
But yeah, so Dex made it to the Quartermains.
Right. He's looking for Michael to be like, hey, working that job for Sonny because you told me to. I got shot. Can you help me? And instead he runs into Joss.
Who helped him?
She did.
She talked about Annabelle. So he remembered that there's dogs.
There is dogs.
Because it's Annabelle the second. And I was like, wait a second. How did Annabelle wind up being at the Quartermains? Because I forgot. And it was Annabelle 2 was a dog that Franco Baldwin tried to give to a barren Nina Reeves. Remember, he tried to give her the puppy instead of
a baby. Because those are the same.
And then to Jake Spencer. Finally, Monica Quartermain takes in the dog for the Quartermain mansion groundskeeper so all the children can visit.
Yes.
So that was sweet.
That was how the grandkids started spending way more time at Monica's house.
Right.
Because they wanted to go play with the dog.
Yep.
So that was nice. I liked that whenever Joss was stitching him up, that she was like, here, just talk to me. Like, let's whatever. And then he was asking about surfing. And she's like, oh, yeah, I've been doing it since I could, like, walk. I don't know how you do it. I just do it.
Right.
I thought, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, she was pretty much on what'd she say? Like, I don't know how I learned how to walk. I don't know how I learned how to surf. Like, I've been doing both pretty much
my entire life.
Time. Yep.
So.
And then she wound up taking him to her dorm.
Mm-hmm.
and telling Trina that they have bed bugs.
I felt like that was weird that she even said anything to Trina, though, because last week Jordan just told both of them to stay away from the dorms and to live at home.
Yeah.
So why would Trina be going back to the dorm when she's already moved back in?
Maybe just to stop by to pick something up, because the way that Joss sounded, it wasn't like she was coming to stay. It sounded like, are you going to be stopping by? Because they're fumigating, so you just definitely don't even want to be here at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But yeah. And now Kylie, the RA, is banging on the door.
I felt like that was a weird interaction between Joss and, what's the character's name? Maurice's son.
I want to say Brian, and I think that's totally wrong.
I don't think that's
Adam.
right.
Adam? I don't know.
Maybe, but you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Whenever he came out and was like, wait, we have bed bugs? And she's like, just check your mattresses. And he's like, well, here, can you help me? And she's like, no.
I thought that was creepy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I thought we moved past that. I thought that we made him not creepy.
Right.
What if he's the hook?
I feel, we just like stunned ourselves. That was such a good revelation.
What if he really didn't?
Shouldn't he be after people that are friends with Joss, not Trina? Because wasn't he mad that he wanted to hook up with Joss because he thought that she was like that since the video?
Right, but the video was Trina's quote at the time.
Trina was the one thought to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I can't go down this right now.
That would be interesting if it was someone completely unexpected like that, though.
Because he did go and wind up apologizing to her and said, I didn't realize what I...
Right. Which, that's what I thought was weird. That's why
this change was...
I felt like this week it was trying to make it like, oh, they're back to just being like friendly or whatever. They live in the same dorm. Hey, it's fine. But his come help me, I don't know what bed bugs look like made it weird. Like, why are you inviting me into your room and to be like on your bed, by your bed? Like,
and it was the entire demeanor. It wasn't even necessarily that he was asking that. Like, oh my gosh, what do they... And that's the thing. If it's a legit, oh my gosh, I don't even know what they look like. First of all, you all have cell phones. You all have Google.
Yes.
Google.
Yes. So, yeah, I just felt like the scene was wrong because I took it as they really were trying to make him just like he was being friendly, like, oh, I hadn't heard this before. What? But the whole way it was played out, it was like, oh, you just gave me the creeps.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess we'll see how that happens.
Yes.
And
so
then...
they're having the RA like knock on the door though, like she was just going to walk in. Are they allowed to just walk in?
I think if there's concern, like I think if there's... But also, if she's coming to approach Joss about the rumor of bed bugs, why would you go into it if there are bed bugs in there?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the rumor of bed bugs was started by Joss, so I don't think that that's what she's coming to say to her.
Oh, see, I did. I thought she was coming to approach her about, are you saying that you have bed bugs? Because I just heard that you did. What's going on?
Okay.
But why would she want to open the door if she's not there?
Right.
Because then that just...
exposes her to bed bugs. Yeah. Very odd.
All right. Where to next? We could just finish out Anna. So that Agent Witten is the US Marshal, and he came to talk to Jordan about taking over her case. And she and Valentin had their special goodbye. And he said that he loved her. And she said, see you soon, both in French.
Yes.
They have a sweet... And she's like, listen, I appreciate that you want to be here, but Charlotte needs you.
Right.
And I don't think he was ever, right. And I don't think he was ever ditching Charlotte. Right. Obviously not, but.
Exactly. Yeah. And Sonny showed up too and was like, hey, I'm checking on you, but they're going to start questioning me, so I can't see you again.
Right.
And that made sense too. Like, good job for thinking it through, Sonny. I wasn't really impressed with Agent, whatever his name was, though. Jordan's like, you don't need to be here yet. I don't know why you're here. And he's like, I have jurisdiction. I'm being here. And that was kind of the end of it. But then eventually
he's like, but I'm here to help you. So that way it doesn't look like it's clouded because she's former police commissioner. And that made sense.
It did make sense, but he still seemed shady. I didn't like him. Not a fan. Yeah.
So he should have just led with the, hey, by the way, if you continue this investigation, it's going to look suspicious. Yes. Let us help you. That way it looks or is.
But I feel like he could have said it more as like, I'll be your fact checker, double checker, whatever. Like, you do this and then be like, that follows the line, right? Okay, cool. And then move on. The way he was speaking, it was, I'm going to take over, and that's just how it is. And no.
But where's the drama and the between scenes if he didn't do that?
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess we could go to Holly and Robert. and the deputy mayor flipping out on Holly, but then also flipping out on Robert, and Laura walks in.
That was
right?
So good.
Oh.
I loved it. Well, if Laura feels like showing up ever again, then maybe she can make a decision. But
well,
I'm here
news.
now.
I'm here. Bye.
So
bye,
good.
Eileen. Bye, Eileen.
It was so good.
Isn't her name Eileen?
Thank you. I think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Some people I just don't pay attention to their names because they're not that important.
But they kept saying
it. And then, yeah, she was like, Holly, you could go talk to my husband and maybe he could hypnotize you and help you pull those memories. And she was like, no. And then they're all like, wow, why are you freaking out? And then the assistant mayor was like, you're going to get our cover blown.
Deputy mayor, don't
Deputy
say
mayor. Sorry. Deputy mayor was, you're going to get us in trouble. Stop talking like that, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, no, I feel like it's more weird because she does seem so unsettled by whatever happened.
Right.
To be like, yeah, let's jump right into that.
So Laura said that line this week. It's nice to see that the rumors of your death were greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
That was also something that Holly said, like you picked out, that was also said in the cartel.
Yes.
What is that piecing together? I can see where that might be a common phrase, but to be said by both Laura. Oh, I love Laura and Robert.
Yes.
I think that we've talked about this before because I'm watching them and I'm thinking, my goodness, you guys have 40 years,
right,
of history together. On the show, obviously, but like, what would it be like? They can literally go back and pretty much watch their friendship.
Yes.
So my husband was sitting here watching it and he goes, is that Australian man? The one that you've been watching because we've just watched all the cartel.
Right.
The one with all the hair from the videos. I'm like, yes, that is Robert Scorpio. Tristan Rogers.
When I was on my girls' weekend, and I mentioned last week that one of the ladies that was there had watched it before or whatever, she was asking questions about who we had interviewed and stuff. I referred to us talking to, like, did she watch the storyline back in the 90s of Robin and Stone, blah, blah, blah. And we got to talk to the actor that played Stone. And she asked about Robin. And I was like, no, we have not got to talk to Kimberly, blah, blah, blah. And she said that was Anna and Scorpio's daughter, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
You don't even know Mac.
She, like, knows
no.
I mean, she does know Mac now because she's watched her recently.
But Mac would have been who was taking care of Robin when Stone took place. Robert wasn't around.
Right, but she knew. Because she had watched it in the very beginning. She knew Robert as Scorpio and Mac.
Which they called him this week.
Yeah.
Somebody called him Scorpio this week.
So I was very excited.
Yeah. I think it was Laura called him Scorpio this week.
Yes. Yeah, it was so cute just to be like, we had this whole conversation about if you were from the beginning, you knew Scorpio as Robert, and then Mac came along, and if not, you differentiate Robert Scorpio or Mac Scorpio. And she was like, Scorpio. So,
yes.
Very cute.
Well, I guess from there we could just go to Cody.
Britt should have been smarter.
Yeah.
That's my only like line of all of this. She says to him moments before he gets the paternity test,
right?
Well, if Mac's not your dad, this necklace worth billions of dollars.
Millions. It was 35 million in the 80s. So here, let's do a conversion. Let's do 1989?
Sure.
Worth today.
Might be $5.
2.4. So hold on. 2.4, $84 million.
Okay.
So very close to $1 billion.
Either way, whole lot of money.
I was just kind of curious.
Yes, yes. I kind of rounded up. I was thinking of that Powerball winner. So she says to him moments before he gets the results, yeah, if Mac's not your dad, this necklace worth so much freaking money, more than you've had in your entire life or even thought about, actually belongs to you, or at least a portion of it belongs to you. What do you think he's going to do?
Right.
Like, come on. You know that he was a con man. I'm sorry, even the highest ethics person would have a problem turning down millions of dollars.
I couldn't do that to another person.
No. I couldn't do it to another person, but I would hesitate for a second. Like, in the end, I would tell the truth. But as I opened that letter, I would be like, do I want him to be my dad, or do I want the millions of dollars?
See, I wouldn't. I would just go, go figure.
No, I wouldn't lie about it, but heck yeah, I'd be tempted.
People can find out the truth very quickly.
Not with GH Labs.
No, I know, but still. I don't think I would. I think here's the problem. My face would say it before I even could.
That is true. You were the worst
I'm very expressive
in the entire world.
I don't feel like I lie that much. Probably because of that.
So, yeah.
Oh, but who was right?
You were right. We were right.
The necklace is about the Ice Princess. The necklace is the Ice Princess.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the paternity. I was like, we both knew that.
No. The necklace was the Ice Princess.
Yes. 4 of the diamonds were from the Ice Princess.
Yes.
See, even without my notes, I still remember. 4 of them were from the Ice Princess. So, yeah, Cody tells Mac, no, sorry, you're not the father. But then he opens up the letter later on and looks at it, which I also thought was, why are you doing that in the hospital? What if you knock it out of your hand or something? Come on. That says, yes, Mac is the father. I didn't like the way that Felicia changed her tune. Like, Mac was like, hey, dude, let's still be friends. We could still get to know each other. I was really close with your mom.
I loved talking her. About Australia.
Yeah. And Felicia's like, what do you care anyway, since he's not your dad?
Well, no, because she was kind of giving pushback on, you've been so adamant about not wanting to be.
Yeah, but I don't think she needed to be that nasty.
I think she thought she was protecting Mac.
Nope, I didn't like it. Did not like it.
So I'm pretty sure that Cesar probably stole it from Leopold when Leopold died.
I would assume so.
Or at some point.
Yeah.
So
I liked how clueless Sam and Britt were about it, though. She was like, these diamonds, I don't know, some of them came out from the Ice Princess, and Britt's like, wait, what? And neither one of them were like,
listen to our podcast, girls.
Oh my gosh, let me call up Mayor Collins and be like, hey, remember that diamond that you guys kept fighting over?
Right.
We have this necklace that has some. Can you give us the background?
So this is now connecting the cartel and the Cassadines, though.
You're welcome for that idea. We're just going to say we gave it to you.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
I can't wait.
Adventure for the 60th anniversary.
That's a nice song.
Thanks.
All right, so can we get on to the person that I hate now? I don't feel like there's a good transition there.
Yes, we can, because here's the transition. Victor told Nina and Ava about Esme as Nina and Ava were at the Port Charles Grill getting slightly sloshed together.
Yes. That was at the end of everything, though.
Yes.
Earlier
but that was the transition into talking about her.
I'll talk about her, but I was so angry, and we all know I don't like her, but I was even more angry this week. Who are you to tell Michael that his wife, or almost wife, baby mama, whatever, is having an affair with their friend when you have absolutely no proof whatsoever? And how does Sonny have the nerve to turn around and be like, oh no, she's just trying to protect Michael from this bad thing because we think that Willow's having an affair? No proof whatsoever.
So it started with, I actually thought that outside of, I don't like how they got together, I thought that Nina and Sonny were cute on the bench together. Like, she was kind of like all kissy and sweet and stuff. I thought that was sweet. But then she even offered to step back if it was needed because of the Hook situation, because the Hook has been not active. And then she was like, if you need me to step back,
okay,
while this all gets taken care of.
Actions speak louder than words. That was nice until you got up and told Michael, hey, by the way, I think that your baby mama is cheating on you, with no proof.
It's not like she just went out of her way and told him, though. Michael was ridiculous. I'm going to slightly argue with you on this one because he was kind of crazy. It's a public park. They were just walking through.
But they did fine. They walked through. There was no confrontation. Nothing happened. Everything was great. And then Michael walked up on them saying, yeah, but we just can't tell Michael about this. If you heard someone having a conversation, we just can't tell Shannon about this, you would stop and be like, excuse me, what can't you tell me about? Right. So that's what started the confrontation. And then instead of just apologizing and being like, yeah, we shouldn't say anything about you, they were kind of, what was he to think?
I get it, but I'm just saying that it's not like out of nowhere that happened.
Right.
Michael was, Sonny said something about Michael, and I forget what it was, but it was like, oh.
If Michael would have sought them out to yell at them for being at the park around Wiley, with just the interaction that had happened, which was not an interaction, they walked past each other, I would say Michael was wrong. But Michael was not walking up to them to confront him. He was simply walking through the park I'm assuming to figure out where the babysitter is or what's going on or whatever, and runs into them saying, we can't tell Michael. Of course he's going to stop and say something.
Yeah. But before that is what I'm saying. He was over the top with get away because you're in a public place, just literally probably walking to your car. Like, that's not their fault that that's the way the path goes.
I agree. He didn't need to say anything, but I felt like everyone still pretty much stayed. Like, she didn't get down and be like, oh, hey, Wiley, blah, blah, blah. She was just walking to the car or whatever. And so it wasn't going to blow up into what it blew up into until Michael heard her say, just don't tell Michael. And then he's like, what are you talking about? And she accidentally lets it slip. Well, maybe you should confront your wife about why she's spending so much time with TJ. Like,
She said, no wonder Willow's looking somewhere else.
Yeah,
I forget what
that's even worse.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
It is.
So,
but I'm sorry. Where did TJ even come from? That was totally random. That was kind of a really random. But
but like you said, it's a park. Random people can show up at the park.
Yeah. Okay, so their nanny is late. So therefore, Michael now doesn't get to go to the doctor's appointment with Willow. You know what would be awesome?
Why they didn't ask TJ to watch Wiley?
Oh,
that's where I thought they were going to go.
Also, remember the hospital's supposed to have a daycare.
It is. But maybe it's only for people who are scheduled on shift, not...
But, okay, I will go with that. But I would think that a staff member needing to use it for their own doctor's appointment would be
especially at an emergency. If it was like, hey, Joss will come pick him up, can he stay here for 20 minutes till she gets here or something?
Yeah.
I would have thought there was some other arrangement. But anyway, that was how Joss ended up watching Wiley so that she was at the house, and that was how she stitched up Dex, blah, blah, blah. But Nina... accidentally. That was not accidental. You said it to set Michael off. So she
intentionally said that, yes.
Yeah. So saying 15 minutes before that, oh, if you need me to step back, now is squashed because not only did you not step back, you just added totally unnecessary and unfounded fuel to the fire. And it was TJ. That was my favorite part. Whenever TJ saw Sonny and was like, yeah,
you've known me for how long?
Exactly. And Sonny's like, and he's like, no, you've known me for how long? And I would never say anything nasty about your situation because that's not my place. But I will tell you, it's pretty funny that Nina's saying crap like this that is totally not true. Mm-hmm. And for what? And how are you going to spin it that she's trying to protect Michael because it was completely unfounded?
And exactly what he said was Nina doesn't care how much trouble she's going to cause for you.
Exactly.
So, but then Michael walks in at the doctor's office with Willow and TJ hugging.
Mm-hmm.
And
he
Willow
goes there.
tells him that she has leukemia.
Yeah.
And she finally tells him that she has leukemia, and they go over the course of treatment. She is now, from her appointment, been told that she is now stage 4.
So now she needs a bone marrow transplant because...
And that's how they're going to connect Nina.
Yes. Which I was surprised. I mean, I guess they just drag it out because they do. But whenever Nina came to apologize, which was whatever... Willow responded and told her to drop dead. And I thought that she was going to walk in on the conversation and then feel even more awful about spreading rumors.
Right.
And find out the truth as to why she had been dealing with TJ all this time. And that then she was going to say, I'll even get tested. Like, let's patch this up. I'll even get tested.
Yeah. And they did the foreshadowing with Willow. I don't even know if I have any family members.
Yeah, right.
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Right. I don't even know who my dad is.
Well, and the thing is, though, is that when it comes out that Willow has leukemia, Carly is going to tell one of them. I think Carly is going to tell one of them.
Yes.
Or she's going to organize some kind of a drive for...
Oh, that would be good.
So well, I mean, that's what they did for Danny.
Yeah, let's do that.
So,
and then we don't have to disclose the information because I really don't want Willow to know Nina's her mom.
No, she's going to find out that way because that's how Sam found out that Julian was her dad because of Danny. So it's going to come out, and that's just going to be how it is.
I guess. I really didn't like Nina because it was totally out of place. But I'm glad that Willow finally told her.
Yes. Him.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry.
That's okay.
Michael. And
then I think the only other thing is Cam and Trina talking about Spencer, and he's like, yeah, if you want all this information, you're going to have to talk to him.
See him. Yeah. So she did.
And it ended with them looking at each other, all googly-eyed.
Yeah.
They're cute.
That was a good. Like,
it was a happy cliffhanger.
Exactly. Not a cliffhanger like, oh my gosh, but like, yay, finally you're here.
Yes.
So I was happy with that.
Yep.
Anything else? I think we got it all in depth.
I think so too.
Reality check.
So yeah, my reality check, it was kind of like a nice boring week. I had a relaxing time on my girls trip. I did nothing, which was great. And then got back to a normal week of all this stuff. Friday we drove up to Erie for Ryan to get a new car. So that was like fun.
Take two.
Yes, exactly. Fun and exciting. But the rain was so awful. I feel like this was the worst weather I've ever driven through in my entire life. I kept replaying the
Twister?
No, the Pee Wee Herman scene with Lars Marge. Because it was so dark. Like before you got back on the turnpike, it was so dark. And so I just kept, my dad loved to make that joke. He would do it at Thanksgiving whenever the adults weren't looking, and he would squeeze 2 olives so that the pimentos would jump out, and then we would all laugh, and then we would get yelled at. I think I've told this story before. We'd get yelled at for making a fuss at Thanksgiving dinner, but really it was my dad's fault. So anyway, yeah, I had him in my head being like, it was a night just like tonight. I'm like, stop, I don't want to crash.
Like, I just have to drive.
So, but yeah, we made it home safe, and now he has his shiny new car, so.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. How about you?
Mine was a little crazy. I'm pretty darn sure that one of our now former service providers, we actually have a legit HIPAA violation. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I had all kinds of appointments for my daughter, and she was having an evaluation done, and about an hour and a half into it, the system crashed. Oh. And the doctor, and this is like a 4-hour-long appointment. So, I mean, it was like a whole day. It wasn't just a quick 10-minute appointment.
Right.
So we have to go back this week to finish it and everything. I think that's really it. Kind of rushing today because we literally have 5 minutes before we have to talk with Marcus Coloma.
Have to. It's such a chore.
That we're going to talk with Marcus Coloma.
I'm so excited.
So yeah, join us on Thursday to hear our chat.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.